gotta understand, he said that they transported the 5 red heifers from Texas to Jerusalem. So if Jerusalem is the real Holy Land, then why aren't you getting the damn red heifers from Jerusalem? They came over to the geographical landmass of America and transported them over to Jerusalem. So that tells you that the true Holy Land is actually in America. So that tells you right there that the Messianic figure, the true Messiah, right, whether it's a man or a woman, they're basically going to come from this geographical landmass in America. They're not going to come from the east. They're going to come from the west, right? We're going to get into that as we get through the video.
Funny. That's why everybody be bringing it up. What the hell? Just look up Hunter. Look up Hunter Brown. It looks like me and Raven. I don't gotta lie to nobody. Look up Hunter Brown, Orlando Brown's son. He looks like me and Raven, because Raven is his mama. Hey. Oh, God. Now I'm in trouble. Oh, God. Somebody's watching somebody. Shut that nigga up.
I thought it was this little chicken with Orlando. I thought it was probably some King Poker game. I was like, you know. I'm about to go be home a little bit. I'm buying a house. I'm buying a house. I'm buying a house.
So, yeah, man. Like I said, shout out to Adam No Jumper. Man, get your money up, man. Get your dollars up, bro.
Call me on video.
Look on this juicy video. You know, Biggie Small, you know very well who you are. Who is that? Who is this with a skirt on and a and a headband and a choker? And look how Biggie Small's looking at him. Like, like who is that? And why is he in the video?
Wow. Rewind it.
Hold on. Watch this, y'all. What is that?
Got a guy dancing with him. Look, like, I hope they don't catch me on film. Is he throwing up the Illuminati?
Oh my God.
I don't care what no one says, but DC Young Fly had that girl sacrificed. What the fuck did this man ever do to deserve an NAACP award? Like, for real. What the fuck did this guy ever do besides take Chris Tucker, aka Smokey's gimmick? Be careful. Be very careful. This man ain't done shit, and he won such a prestige award? Sacrifice. And now the motherfucker, the host of Hollywood Square? Yeah, okay.
Volcanoes are not natural. We was told in school that this is a volcano and that something weird happens under the earth with the tectonic plates that rises and cause the volcano to explode. That ain't what the fuck that is. This is the ash remains from the giant machines they use after cutting the trees. When they was sawing the trees down, if you ever seen a tree machine that they used to saw trees down with, as trees are getting sawed down, on the back of that machine is letting out all type of dust that is pouring onto the ground, just like when your ass barbecuing. So what they taught us was a volcano is nothing more than the acidic remains from the giant machines they had, and these remains just sit there. And since these remains had chemical compounds in them, what happens is over time the chemicals from these remains, these is nothing but an ash pile, people. Imagine a giant machine. This ain't a volcano, was nothing but an ash pile. This is how they hide the truth in plain sight. More technology, because we don't know about the giant trees and the giant machinery. So we thinking volcanoes exploding. A volcano ain't shit but the ash remains from the machines they used to cut our spiritual giant trees down. All right? So that's why every now and then, the acidic remains rise and explode and create this effect, what we call a fucking volcanic explosion, which is nothing more than all the acids boiling up over the years and exploding. Because you got to remember, them bitches only been here 500 years. All right? So that ain't shit but the remains. All right? When shit get that's all it is. All right? So it's not That's why it got a little hole on the top, just like a fucking ant here. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the Simpsons can't actually predict anything. It's the elites making them make these predictions. So the elites show you the plan, put it in the superconscious and your subconscious. We act out in accordance through our energy, through our attention. So because they siphon our energy through these black mirrors, these magical devices, we feed the energy until it actually takes full physical manifest in real time. So it's yeah, the Simpsons are making predictions, but this is predictive programming. If they make a prediction and it comes true, then this is a form of predictive programming because they program us to ensure the outcome through these magical devices, these black mirrors. Welcome to the Matrix. So yeah, it is both. It is both. You know what I'm saying? It's they're making predictions, but it's the elites doing it, and y'all fall for it because it's a cartoon. Oh, the elite, the Simpsons made a prediction. No, the elites are showing you through a cartoon.
All people who have Aries, Capricorn, and Cancer need to pay attention because for the next, as I'm spitting, for the next 6 months and possibly into 2025, you will be dealing with your actions at this particular eclipse because it's about letting go of emotional aspects. Now, if you're in Aries, calling all Aries, if you're in Aries, okay? Argumentative people. Anyway, speaking to John there, if you're in Aries, Aries rising or Aries moon, you need to pay particular attention to what triggers you during this eclipse because the triggering aspect will bring about a side of you that you don't like. Now, we know you guys love to fight. However, for Aries, it's about reconciling how they choose to operate on an emotional level, when they choose to show their angry side versus what they choose to ignore. Okay. So for Aries, that's exactly what needs to happen. For Taurus, okay, for little Taurus, all you Tauruses, I got to do the, the little bull horns. Taurus rising, Taurus moon, Taurus sun. Because you are ruled by the planet Venus as Libra is, this is more about letting go of your self-indulgent behaviors. Are you drinking? Are you drugging? Are you having too much sugar? What are you doing that's corrupting your vibration? So Taurus, sun, moon, or rising is going to be dealing with what they need to give up kind of in a health degree, if you will. Okay. So it's like, what do you need to give up health wise? So for Taurus, pay attention to that. Offset that. Oh my God. Okay. Hold on. Stop. Offset. Offset. Is there a connection to P. Diddy and Offset? Is there some sort of a connection? I just, because I'm hearing it, I'm like, wait, that doesn't sound like what she's saying. Offset. Okay, so I feel, okay, he's responsible for a lot of things, but he's not responsible. He's also taking orders from somebody a higher up. I'm wondering what the connection is to Offset with P. Diddy. I have no idea, but I just keep hearing this right now. Like, I can't stop saying his name, and I don't know him or what kind of music. I know it's hip hop or rap or something, but there's a connection there as well. So we're going kind of down that road. So there's all of these people in the crossfires, and I'm not sure whether that's good or bad, but I just heard that. So there's people that are coming for everybody, okay? There's a connection to that person, Offset, and that side. And like, it's just systematic. It's gonna level like dominoes, level shit. It's being leveled. I don't know what that connection is. Somebody has to tell me. Okay, so when I look at Kim Porter, she's got a lot of stuff. She's taking notes. She took a lot of notes There's a lot of notes, and her girlfriends have this information as well. Here's the problem I'm seeing.
All right, so I was not going to say anything about this demon face syndrome, but I have to say something. Y'all don't remember this happening in the 90s? Y'all don't remember this being a whole thing? People would low-key like shapeshift in church. So this video is not for everybody, and I will probably delete it because this is not my type of content. But in the 90s, in Black church, you had something called a deliverance service. Sometimes people would come to the service to get delivered of demonic energies or nightmares, spirits, all types of things, demons, just like the Catholic Church has exorcisms. So people would come to the Black church to be delivered. Sometimes it didn't even take a deliverance service. It could happen in a regular service where this evil energy that was overtaking the person's life, this energy would manifest, and it would sometimes growl, scream, or the person's features would almost shapeshift. The person's physical features would change. Their voice would change right here in church. Like, I know I'm not the only one who remembers this. It was a whole thing. And a lot of times when it would happen, the face resembled this picture that's floating around in the news. And so it's crazy because I was talking to one of my friends the other day. I was like, well, what happened to all the demons? Because you remember back in church, back in the day, like these evil presences would be challenged in church and they would be cast out. But now it's like you don't even see people talking about it anymore. This ain't new. This is not new. If you know, you know. You had to be there at Black church in the 90s, not these huge mega churches and with these huge productions. No, it happened at the small country churches where they would call up an old grandma. For some reason, the old grandma had all the power, and sometimes the pastor couldn't even get the demon out of people, or the dark presence. But they would call an old woman to the front, and she would tell that evil spirit to leave, and that person's face would change back to normal. I know I'm not the only one. I cannot be the only one who remembers this.
It is a motherfucking fact that the melanated Black woman is God, considering the fact that the first organism on the planet was a prokaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cells extract prokaryotes. Prokaryotes are found inside the Black woman's womb, which is also a conductor of melanin through somatic frequencies, because melanin is an intelligence molecule that gives Black women the capabilities to perform parthenogenesis. Ooh. Parthenogenesis is when a woman is able to fertilize and impregnate herself without a man being present. So the whole allegorical story of Adam and Eve is a motherfucking lie, because in science will tell you that the X chromosome is 5 times larger than the Y chromosome, meaning that the man is basically a genetic mutation of the woman. This is why we have nipples and can't produce milk, and this is why our penises is basically an extended clitoris. Now, when you get this book right here called The Lost Book of Enki, it's basically about the beginning story of the Anunnaki. It talks about how the woman, she gave 2.8% of her chromosomes to create man.
Right here.
Ask him how come. No, Italiano. Ask him how come Jesus is Black too. Ha detto perché il padre di Gesù perché così bianco come quadro.
Perché questo quadro è molto antico, è del secolo. Dicono che è di San Luca. Allora lo hanno fatto parecchio, a come erano le gente là, non erano nere, erano un po' scuri.
Non erano neri?
No, erano un po', ma questi con gli anni ha preso un colore un po' più scuro.
Però lei ha detto che è dell'epoca. Era così.
Sì, è uno dei più antichi che ci sono.
Ok, al momento.
Now see, there was a reason the FBI launched massive efforts, to stop a rise of a Black Messiah. Because the next Messiah will come out of the seed of those in America known as the Black Americans. The Son, the Messiah, the Anointed One, the one who will lead by example, will come out of the African American community. And this is why systems have been manipulated in order to try to stop the rise of this seed. We are slowly starting to come out of the slumber that we were responsible for putting ourselves in. This Messiah is here on earth.
All right, for the third time, because every time I say demon face syndrome and I try to record this video, it's fucking up my video. But fuck that. Like I was saying before my camera started malfunctioning out of nowhere, bitch, the gaslighting about demon face syndrome is crazy. It's crazy. Y'all, don't fall for that shit. Don't believe the hype. That man knew what the fuck he seen when he synced it, when he went to go get some help. Okay? People know what the fuck they done seen when they synced it, okay? And these people trying to come up with some word to say, oh, you ain't really see that. Nah, y'all, what the fuck they got playing? What the fuck are they doing right now? Huh? What the fuck are they doing right now? I'm sorry, like, it's shit getting too deep right now. It's getting a little bit too deep. It's being deep, but now shit getting exposed. Shit is getting exposed real bad. and they trying to get rid of TikTok so we don't see the shit. Now it's the time to really wake the fuck up for real. Yeah.
You know it. Yeah. Definitely running with the soldiers on this one. No hook. We are the church with the truth. Still down the road with the troops. Run through the city, praying for all of my woes. Jesus the one with the juice, covered in blood. I remember many days. Flipping out, not a somersault. Letting me get the best of me. Pride came like phone calls, voicemails, or messages. Turning up to what the level is. Time to creep on in, on in, on in.
Some of us were thinking it. I'm going to be the one to say it. Diddy's house is getting kicked in March 25th, 2024. Biggie's life after death, March 25th, 1987. Biggie has a song called Kicked in the Door. Now, in there's a lyric that says, get in that ass quick, fast like Ramadan. Diddy's houses are getting kicked in during Ramadan. Full fucking circle at its finest.
Hey there. Just adding to my last post, the collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge is symbolic to our ancestors and guides. This is the same individual that wrote the Star-Spangled Banner, who benefited from slavery. His family had slaves, he had slaves, and the waters, those particular waters of hunters and gatherers that were located there, the indigenous people that were there. That was also the same waters that Captain John Smith pillaged and forced tribes to submission. So just making it clear per spirit that this is not an accident.
Recently, President Putin unveiled things they have from their archives. They say 1,000 years in their archives, and they showed that Sayyidina Isa salam to be dark-skinned, and images that are associated with the people of Sayyidina Isa salam dark-skinned. And from what we taught from Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that Sayyidina Musa salam was very dark-skinned. 70,000 prophets of Allah now these ulama are finally admitting, out of 124,000, 70,000 dark-skinned prophets. Means with Islam lies the truth, and all others they put a deception, what we call kufr, that to know a truth and to deceive a people and to make a certain race of people as if they're more important than others.
All morning, it happened overnight out of Baltimore, Maryland. A portion of the Francis Scott Key Bridge has collapsed. You can see that video right there after a large boat collided with it around 1:30 this morning. Now, when I had
and like I said, in my opinion, it tells you that, you know, this Luciferian system, this Babylonian beast system, right, this draconian system has a short time period according to Revelations 12:12. So around the time of March 25th, that's when they're going to amplify all these orchestrated events, as I was talking about in the beginning of the video, right? So one thing you got to understand of March is to be very meticulous of your surroundings as we go into the month of March in the next few weeks or so, right? So like
breaking news. The Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore collapsed after being struck by a container ship. The incident happened this morning, Tuesday, March 26th. At about 1:30 a.m., the U.S. Coast Guard and local first responders are currently on the scene in the Patapsco River. The Baltimore Fire Department has now declared this a mass casualty event as there are reports of vehicles in the water. Divers are in the water searching for people, as 20 are confirmed missing, but that number could change quickly. So far, 2 have been pulled out of the water and 1 is in critical condition. The ship, named LIABILITY under a Singapore flag, was piloted by 2 and heading to Colombo, Sri Lanka as its final destination. The pilots and all crew are all accounted for and uninjured. The mayor of Maryland stated on his Twitter account that he was en route to the bridge and has declared a state of emergency in Maryland for the incident. All traffic has been halted nearby and is being diverted.